Hey, this is Antonio. Welcome back to my channel. Now, who's ready for some fighting words? In this video, I want to talk about Naoya Inoue. I also want to talk about Floyd Mayweather and Gervonta Davis. Really quick, if you like the videos, please take the time, subscribe to the channel right now. There's a lot going on in boxing, a lot of news, and I'm going to try to give it to you as the best I could. Also, hit that thumbs up button because it really does help, and support the channel as always. So recently, Floyd Mayweather was asked about Naoya Inoue. And he basically, well, it's Floyd Mayweather. He can't go in an interview without talking about Floyd Mayweather. Even if the subject matter is someone else, he's got to talk about Floyd Mayweather. And he was basically saying Naoya Inoue is very reminiscent of himself. Inoue takes a lot of his moves, and he can see himself in a lot of the things that Inoue does. In which case, it's a compliment, because Floyd Mayweather is an all-time great. Whether you like him or not, he's still an all-time great. And we have to respect that, and we have to acknowledge it. It is the truth, whether we like it or not. And I mean, I love it. I personally think in the last 50 years, he's unique. He's the elite of the elites, and he is extremely elite, period. So, yes, there's a lot of fighters who have been groomed off of Floyd Mayweather. Not just his fighting style, but also his business prowess as well. But you can see little glimpses of Floyd in a lot of guys. I see a glimpse of Floyd in Terrence Crawford. I see a glimpse of Floyd in, well, we're talking about the smaller guys, Stephen Fulton. I see a glimpse of Floyd in Naoya Inoue. I see a glimpse of Floyd in a lot of people. I see a glimpse of Floyd in some heavyweights. So it doesn't surprise me for him to feel that way. And like I said, I don't think it's an insult in any way, shape, or form. Naoya Inoue is extremely decorated and highly regarded. So if he sees himself in Naoya Inoue, it's a compliment that goes both ways, basically. And he was saying that, Floyd Mayweather, that Naoya Inoue is pound for pound, and I greatly agree with that. I think he's within the top 5 of the pound for pound. So I agree with that. He would be higher if he were, in my list, he would be higher if he were a bigger guy. So typically the way I view it, and I think it's been viewed like this in the past, and I'm going to keep it this way, heavyweights are at the top. In my view, Alexander Usyk is at the top of my pound for pound list because he's the heavyweight champion of the world. So there's not going to be a welterweight or some bantamweight or anything like that that's going to top him. He's the best of the best because he's a heavyweight, in my personal opinion. But it has been viewed like that for several years, and if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So he also mentioned that Gervonta Davis isn't necessarily, pound for pound. And I agree with that. I mean, it isn't like, he's beat any people who's, in terms of that pool of the Shakur Stevensons, the Devin Haney's, the Teofimo Lopez's, he did knock off Ryan Garcia, but Ryan Garcia mainly got to where he got solely because of his following, social media. I think he has a great look that is very marketable, and he has a string of knockouts. I'm not saying he's fought the toughest opponents in the world to get those knockouts, but nonetheless, he's everything that you would like your fighter to be. He's humble at times. He's a nice guy. He's very cordial, very polite. He's a gentleman. He shows up to fight. He's not breaking any rules or anything like that. He's everything you like in a champion. I have no knocks against Ryan Garcia or anything like that. So when I listen to what Floyd Mayweather said about Gervonta Davis, again, I agree with him. I agree that he does see himself in this whole new generation of fighters. I agree with that. I also agree that Gervonta Davis shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. Not because I don't think he's a great fighter. It's just he doesn't have multiple belts or anything. He's not a unified champ. He's, I'm sorry. You shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. It is what it is. When I look at Naoya Inoue, yeah, look at his decoration and look at Gervonta Davis. You shouldn't be on the pound for pound list. I don't disagree with Floyd Mayweather for saying that as well. Now, he said they should fight. He would like to see them fight. And I agree. So here's my thing. Do I think they're going to fight at some point? Yes, I do. However, I think it's going to be sooner than what most people think. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because for Floyd to verbally, voice that, that lets me know that something might be cooking, because contrary to Gervonta Davis saying, I'm my own boss now, and I got my own promotion company and all that stuff. And I'm not saying he doesn't, and I'm not disputing that in any way, shape, or form. But what I am saying is that Mayweather Promotions still has a say-so in Gervonta Tank Davis's career. And not only does Mayweather Promotions have a say-so, but I think when whoever is talking talks, things get made. Simple as that. Things get made. They're still very much so in connection, Gervonta Tank Davis and Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions, Leonard Ellaby. They're still very much a tight-knit unit. It's just that he also has a promotion company, Gervonta Tank Davis. So when I listen to Floyd say that, I don't just take it lightly. But on top of that, Floyd Mayweather has a very strong connection to Japan. He has a lot of friends in Japan, and he frequently goes to Japan. I don't want to say it's the second home, but he's even in Japan when he doesn't have boxing business to attend to. He likes going to Japan. So, like I said, he has a lot of connections in Japan. This is not going to be the hardest fight to make. You're talking about two superstars in the sport of boxing. You're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars. It's just not going to be a hard fight to make. And when you look at the potential of what this fight could do, quite frankly, I think this fight could make Tank versus Ryan Garcia, obsolete. That's what I think. I think Gervonta Tank Davis versus Naoya Inoue would make Inoue versus Stephen Fulton obsolete. That's what I think. I think it would be spontaneous combustion. That's what I think. I think that between the two of them, there's a lot going on. Again, we're talking about two different cultures. But on top of that, we're talking about two different countries, because Gervonta Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia, yeah, they're two different cultures, but they're in the same country. Their fan base is basically the same fan base. Now you're talking about two different countries. You're talking about two extremely popular guys in each other's country. Look at all the praise and the respect and the recognition that Stephen Fulton got when he went to Japan. How much more so do you think Gervonta Tank Davis is going to get when he goes to Japan, if he were to go to Japan? Because I believe if you want to get the best bang for buck out of this fight, you might have to go to Japan. You might have to. I mean, well, I don't really know. I think, honestly, get the best bang for buck, because I can clearly see this fight being way bigger than Stephen Fulton versus Inoue, and way bigger than Ryan Garcia versus Gervonta Tank Davis. So, listen, all the components are there. The respect level for each fighter is there. Naoya Inoue made his debut at 122 pounds, and he made it very comfortably. So the main thing is the weight. Do I think, based upon what I saw with Inoue fighting at 122 pounds versus Stephen Fulton, that he can go up to 126 pounds? Absolutely. The speed level? Absolutely. He still held his power as well. His technique has never been in question. Never been in question. Okay? His skill level? Never been in question. So, yeah, I think he can go to 126. I mean, of course, the next step is going to be 130. Now, that's a bit more of a jump. However, I think at that point, he has to stop. Now, here's where everything kind of shifts and what's really going to happen. Because the reality is Gervonta Tank Davis just can't make 130 pounds. Even if they do a catch weight, which case they would have to do a catch weight, I don't think it's fair for Naoya Inoue to go up to 135. One, I don't think it's fair. And two, I don't think he can. I really don't think he can. I don't think that'd be safe. And then there would be an argument based upon weight. If he were to go to 135 from 122, I think there would be an argument to be made. So it would really depend on how low, let's play the game, how low can you go? How low can Gervonta Tank Davis get? I think he can get to 132 pounds, maybe 133, in which case, if Inoue could make 130, if he could make that, I doubt he can make it. That would be the only thing, just the weight. Like I said, the respect level is there. The marketing is there. The dollars are there. The audience is here. It's you and myself. We're the audience. And I can tell you right now, I would gladly pay to see Gervonta Davis taking on Naoya Inoue any day of the week. Any day of the week, Monday through Sunday, I would pay to see that. You're talking about two power punchers. That's another component that Stephen Fulton didn't bring to the ring. He didn't bring the power component. You see, Gervonta Tank Davis, he brings almost pretty much everything that Stephen Fulton brings to the ring. You know, he brings ring IQ. He brings a high level of boxing experience to the ring. He brings power to the ring. Stephen Fulton didn't bring that. He didn't bring that. He brought ring IQ, although, you know, it wasn't a whole lot that could be done for him. So everything is there. All the components are working. And quite frankly, if there's any fights out there that would make me say, I don't want to see Gervonta Tank Davis take on Shakur Stevenson right now or Devin Haney right now, it would be Gervonta Tank Davis taking on Naoya Inoue. By all means, yes, I would love to see that. Now, the only question is what weight. We do know that Inoue is going to be looking to be undisputed, but we just don't know the weight. I believe this fight is coming. I believe this fight is coming probably by early next year. Just based on things I know, I believe this fight is coming. I don't think it's at the top of the list because, of course, Inoue has, you know, plans to do something special at 122 pounds. And the opponent that he's taking on is nothing short of a good fighter. I personally think Inoue is going to beat him, but that's neither here nor there. That's not what this video is about. But that's just what I think. That's just what I think. It's just an assumption. I don't think it was by circumstance or coincidence that Floyd Mayweather brought these things up. I think it was to tease the idea to get a reaction to see if they should go full throttle with that initial idea. That's what I think. That's exactly what I think. In fact, he did the same thing when it came to Conor McGregor. Initially, if you go back, the whole thing between Floyd Mayweather and MMA, it was Ronda Rousey. It was Dana White. It was like, oh, Ronda Rousey could take out Floyd Mayweather. And Floyd Mayweather threw Conor McGregor's name into it because he was, he was fishing. Conor took the bait, and then he threw some comments back, and that's how things got into motion. And I believe Floyd Mayweather is doing the same thing all over again. I believe that he's fishing, and he wants to see how you and myself will respond. And this is my response to this video. Would I like to see Naoya Inoue versus Gervonta Tank Davis? Absolutely. I don't care if it's on American soil. I don't care if it's in Japan. I just want to see it. I got no issues with that. I want to see it. Absolutely. And I think it has all the components. I think it has the danger factor. I think it has the skill levels. I think it just has the pizzazz of a really big fight. When you have two fighters who are at their peak game, when you have two fighters who have equal draw power. Very seldom do you see two guys who have equal draw power. They both have equal draw power. And they both have power. They both have speed. Gervonta Tank Davis is more on the level of timing, but nonetheless, all the components are there. All the components are there. Spontaneous combustion, everybody. I would like to see it. And if Floyd Mayweather is fishing, which I think he is, by all means, you just got caught by me. So you drop your thoughts down below. Tell me what you think about Naoya Inoue possibly taking on Gervonta Tank Davis, even sooner than we might have thought. Drop your thoughts down below, and as always, please like, please share, please subscribe to this channel.